high definition for showing you just how bad my face really looks. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Mondays with Connor here on the vlog of Philander. This mysterious pile contains my 5 favourite series of books. Now, a lot of people do their top 5 books, but I've decided to do a top 5 series because when I read books, I mostly read series, and I wouldn't like to try and dissect the series and pick out the really good ones. Here we go. Number 5. Number 5 is a recent series of books that I know will be at the top of a lot of people's recent readings because the movie came out recently. It is The Hunger Games trilogy, all 3 of them. Now, I really liked these books. I thought they were really good, but the ending of the 3rd one, I'm not going to spoil it, the ending and the afterword really spoiled this series for me. I loved up to that point. I devoured this series, and I think I devoured it over the course of 5 days, all 3 books. But that ending just, no. I didn't find it to be as much of a kid's book as I expected it to be after watching the movie, but I suppose they had to dumb it down for the movie. Well, not dumb it down, but to reduce the graphicalness of it, to get it into cinemas for the age range they were intending it for. But yeah, I really like the series of books. I just shame about the ending. So, my number 4 series of books is only really going to appeal to you if you were a 14-year-old boy, which I was. It is a pile of Alex Rider's. That's Stormbreaker was that awful movie with Alex Pettifer in it, which was dreadful if you've read the book, and dreadful if you haven't. I don't think I've actually got them all, but I've read all the ones I have, and I did really enjoy them. He gets dragged into MI6 affairs. He basically is forced to become a spy, but it's not like your traditional like young Bond sort of thing where he's like, yeah, I get to be a spy. He really doesn't like it, and he really struggles, and really he hates the whole situation. He's not very good at it, and he just doesn't want to be there, but he has to be because of his past that his uncle laid out for him. Number 3 in my series of books is the Artemis Fowls, which I definitely don't have all of. Now, I really like these. These are about Artemis Fowl, a boy genius who discovers the magical world of the fairies and seeks to steal their powers for technological gain. So it's really interesting to see both his perspective of observing the fairies, but you also see it from one of the fairies' perspectives, looking at the real world. And it's really interesting to see how they perceive us, and how they perceive each other as well, because you've got fairies and you've got trolls and you've got centaurs and you've got all sorts of mythical creatures. Yeah, I love that series of books, and it was very close between the Alex Riders and the Artemis Fowls, but I think I enjoyed the Artemis Fowls just that bit more. Number 2 in my series of books is probably much lesser known than the ones I've just shown you. It is the Bartimaeus trilogy. The Amulet of Samarkand, the Golem's Eye, and Tommy's Gate. They are about a young boy named Nathaniel and his journey into the magical world. He's a very gifted individual, and he's far more powerful than is expected of him. He fights back against his overbearing master, and they do the magic through jinn and genies and all kinds of magical creatures rather than actually doing the magic themselves. Those in power, the politicians, mostly magicians. So you've got very much a class divide between the magical born and the non-magical. You see them from the perspective of Nathaniel and the perspective of the jinn that he first summons Bartimaeus, which is why it's the Bartimaeus trilogy. And I love Bartimaeus as a character. He's very dry, very sarcastic. He's a demon after my own heart. But my top series of books, I don't know if this is cheating really. I consider them to be books, I guess, but my top 6 books are Riley O'Malley's Scott Pilgrim's. I love these graphic novels. They are fantastic, and I will be getting the coloured hardback editions when they come out. I really didn't like the movie. I don't think Michael Cera was a good person to play Scott Pilgrim, but in the books, it's fantastic, and they miss so much out. Like, if you watch the movie, you get probably about that, 2.5 books, and about the end half of the 6th book. You basically don't get about half of the Scott Pilgrim story if you don't read the graphic novel. But yeah, that's my top 5 series of books. I'd be interested to know what Joe and Kareth's are. See if they have top 5 series or if they just have top 5 books, because I know I tend to read a lot of series, but I don't think Kareth and Joe do. I think they tend to read more one-off books. So yes, I guess I'll see Kareth on Wednesday. I don't think Kareth has set his challenge for me and Joe yet, so he needs to get that done, get that out for us by Wednesday. And I will see you guys next Monday. Bye bye.